let's try something else. Another migrant poem, if I may, or a return poem, perhaps. Not going out, but coming back. This is for a colleague who established the character review, as I said, across the aisle from him in our office. He said, let's start a magazine. I said, you go ahead. Having suspected it might be a tough job. He saw it through 2 issues and then gave it to me. He said, take this till I get back. Well, we went to Salt Lake City, we went to Morocco, we went to New York, finally. We jumped out of a 42-story tenement building, committed Harry Carey. This is for Andrew Grossmark. He did graduate study in Montana as well as Salt Lake City, and was the son of a New York jeweler, a very wealthy family, and he chose the West instead. Heading east out of Rock Springs. On a high plateau where the earth rounds off the edge of nothing, and the sky pours down like hail, so heavy that the pickup squats on its springs and groans toward the horizon, you think, Andy, all those years long gone. What had he thought when he left Zuma and headed toward a millennium of doubt he called poetry? His own old Ford fooling itself under the hood in gassy valleys and turning south onto the plains. Then those years of Missouri, camped on a side street in Kirksville, among the detritus of sojourners, the misery of travelers haunting him like a soul, and something going solid, daily, wrong inside his head. You remember Andy's hands, if you remember right, the way they shook like aspen leaves, always in flux and pain. Past Red Desert, you begin to look for signs that mean trails in or roads forth. The land grows abstract as your horoscope. What you read once as bright, what you read once as bright, now reads dim in the falling light. His fine bone poems lope like deer on the living language plains and are all that's left of him. And the pickup drones toward the dark. You hardly knew the hills then, though you recognized the thirst and watched him leap at the roaring source until you knew the strength of word could kill. Between Boot Hill and the shopping mall, you parked the truck under hanging light. The road's been long, and there's long yet to come, Andy. You can't face dark turns to dis or bird without sleep. No song worth the risk, nor the risk worth this time going. We haven't been in war, but only I am allowed to do it. No, I'm not kidding. But the bullfights in France, the south of France, really kick off the season. One thinks of Spain mainly, but in Nîmes and in Arles, there are the regular traditional bullfights. Not the bloodless, those don't count as all in the south of France. No. And with the advent of Easter, we have the first bullfights in Nîmes and in Arles, big choice. But one of the two you got to see. I chose Arles because it was closer to it. And the festival was called Feria de Pâques, Festival of Easter. So it was more Korean than anything else. So the poem is Feria de Pâques, Arles, 1996. And you'll recognize some names in the poems, I think, pretty sure. Maybe some actions. Sitting where Scott and Zelda sat, and their Provençal dogs captured on the stone tiers we know. The day grays in Arles, sundown still hours away, and the corrida yet to come. You feel the presence of known ghosts, and hear somewhere at the back of the wind a low keen, full of sorrow, buried under the ears of verbena and lavender. You hear the town coming to the late corrida along the one street that will dance in late tonight after the fat paella has been eaten and the mean drunk subdued. No one has hurried through this day. Still, it's more than a day to see so many of come round in Provence. The stone corridor spills its spangled light. The prance of prelude has begun. The hats of matadors lifted between the cheers and salutes. The gloried Easter afternoon blossoms in a blaze of mimosa and crimson crowned with omnipotent gold. Toreadors bow to Pablo at the wooden fence, and he raises the right hand that is stained from paint and nicotine. The faint figure of Francoise, worried by applause and sand and splintered against light, rides out. The noise pounds the sky. You think of Florida and Key West, Hemingway drunk since Scott's death, and of Apollinaire aim and throwing out the marks stumbled on. What is the center of this life, if not the sound of ending? The flow that corrupts the sand, and it begins.